So this is just like question 7 from your end of unit assessment. Let's take a look. The question is asking, what is the quotient? And the quotient is just the answer when we have division. So we'll just say the answer in division. And they give us a division question right here, but it's a little bit trickier for 2 reasons. Number 1, the divisor has 2 digits. And number 2, there are decimals involved. So that means that we have to know the rule for dividing decimals. And just in case you don't know, we must have a whole divisor. So divisor must be a whole number. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this using long division notation, and I'm actually going to write it over here, and then I'll zoom in. So we have, this is our dividend, the first number, which means it goes inside the long division notation. So I'm going to write that there, and then I'll write 28.864. I'm writing exactly what they have. And then the divisor goes outside of the long division notation, so I'll write 3.2 outside. Okay, so again, we just rewrote it in long division notation. The dividend is the first number, so it goes inside the long division notation. The divisor is the second number here, so it goes outside the long division notation. Next, we'll talk about how we're going to turn the divisor, this outside number, into a whole number. So let's zoom in. Now, in order to make this a whole number, this has to move over 1 time to the right. So it won't be 3.2 anymore, it will be 32. So I'm going to show that I'm moving this decimal point over 1 time to the right. It's basically done by multiplying that by 10. And remember, just like when you're creating equivalent fractions, here, whatever we do to the outside, we have to do to the inside as well. It's like changing the denominator and changing the numerator the same exact way. So I'm going to move this over 1 time, which is the same thing as multiplying by 10. So now this number outside is no longer 3.2. Now it's 32. And the next thing I'm going to do is rewrite my new problem. So I have 32 outside. And now this isn't 28.864 anymore. This is now what? Well, now it's 288.64 because the point's there now. And if we have a decimal point in our dividend, we should always raise it to the quotient. So now we have to divide this value inside by this value 32 outside. Can 32, I'll zoom into this now, can 32 go into 2? No. So that means it goes in 0 times. I'll put a 0 above that 2. Can it go into 28? No. So I'll put a 0 above that as well. Can it go into 288? Yeah, it can. Here's a good trick though. I normally tell my students to start by creating a work section on the side and normally start by multiplying the divisor by 5. So 32 times 5. That's what we usually do as a starting point. And we could do that. 5 times 2 is 10. Bring down the 0, carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15, plus the 1 is 16. That doesn't help as much here as my next trick, which is to look at the first value in your choices. So here, our first value for all of our choices is 9, which means that we have to multiply 32 by 9 to get that first value. So we've got 32 times 9. 9 times 2, 9 times 2 is 18. So we'll bring down the 8 and carry the 1. 9 times 3 is, again, 9 times 3 is 27. plus the 1 is 28. So we'll have 288, which is perfect because that's exactly what we're trying to divide. So since we know that that's going to be 9, we'll put the 9 here above the last digit in the 288. And then we'll just multiply 32 times 9. That gives us 288. And then we'll subtract that, and it gives us 0 all the way through. After we subtract, we need to bring down our next place value, which is 6. Well, how many times can 32 go into 6? That doesn't work because it goes in 0 times. So now because it goes in 0 times, we can actually bring down the next digit, which is 4. And so we have to figure out how many times 32 can go into 64. And again, we should look at our choices. We know that we've got 9, right? We've got 9 here as the first number in all of our choices. Well, this choice doesn't have a decimal in it, but our answer already has a decimal point, so it can't be D. Okay? It also can't be C, because C doesn't have a decimal point in it. That leaves us with either A or B. Now, 64 is pretty small compared to our last number, so I'm going to try the 2 that we have here. 32 times 2, we'll have, let me get some space. We've got 32, we got 2 times 2, which is 4. Again, that's going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. We don't have to worry about carrying anything. And now we've got 2 times 3, which is 6. So that's going to give us 64. So we'll put the 2 right up here. That'll be 2. I have 64. Subtract. I get 0. And that means that my quotient is 9.02, which is choice A.